friends, this is the Miss Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead. I've had a lot of questions and a lot of emails and comments about the turkey eggs I bought. Now, I bought these from a place where they apparently specialize in rare breeds of chickens and turkeys and ducks, and they even had mini pigs. But I couldn't have a mini pig pet because I would probably never eat bacon again. So, I mean, I love my animals, but they're not pets. That's just the way it works. Now, I've had a few people make some comments and ask some questions. BB Butterfield 120 was said, I was watching the video of a wild turkey come to court the females on a farm. He was trying to fight the domestic tom through the pen fence. I couldn't get that lucky. Are they expensive to feed? Is it cost worthy to raise them? If you bought chicks instead of eggs, how much are the chicks? Well, most of the chicks people buy are either large white domesticated turkeys, which means they're a double-breasted, and I don't care what anybody says, they were genetically engineered birds, because you can't in 30 years go from a single-breasted turkey to a double-breasted turkey by selective breeding. It doesn't work that way. Okay? Anyway, those chicks run about $5 a piece at day old. The bronze ones, which are pretty much wild turkeys, those chicks run $7 or $8 a piece. But the ones I have, the eggs I have, are a rare breed, and I'm sure you can get them elsewhere for probably $11 or $12 a chick. But this place was really close. When I say close, it was about an hour and a half drive, dear. Little over an hour drive. And it was local. And I do my best to support local as much as possible. But I paid $6 an egg for them. But to buy those chicks day old would be $16 to $17 a chick. And I did the math. And if half my eggs hatch, if half my eggs hatch, I'm still getting a deal. I'm still getting a deal. It would be like, I would get 6 chicks for $72. Whereas if I were to buy 6 chicks day old, it would be over $100. So, I mean, you know, it is a gamble. There's no two ways about it. When you buy eggs for hatching, it is a gamble. You don't know if they have if there's a hairline crack. You don't know whatever. And yes, I'm hoping to keep a pair for breeding. I don't know what. It depends on if they hatch. A, they have to hatch. B, they have to mature. Now, the hens will start laying eggs at about 10 months old. Or 8 to 10 months old. But the toms aren't fertile. I found this out. The toms are not fertile till they're almost 2 years old. So we were going to buy a young pair, an 8-month-old pair, from another person who raises heritage breeds. Well, he raises, now I have to look up the, they're called Narragansett or hang on, let me look. I'm pretty sure. They're called Narragansett. It's a mouthful, and they're basically a North American bird that is probably like a Royal Palm cross with a wild turkey is probably what they are. And that's $70 for that pair of turkeys, just the pair. That's actually a decent price, because if you're buying a heritage bird, full-grown heritage bird for butchering, or butchered and cleaned, you're looking at $60 for one organically raised turkey. So if they're still available, I'm still waiting on a phone call. If that breeding pair is still available, we're actually considering buying them next weekend. We'll put them in a temporary pen in the barn until we get the chicken coop out back cleaned, scrubbed, and disinfected for the turkeys. The reason we would buy those is for the tom, because whatever we hatch, even if we hatch toms, they won't be fertile for 2 years. The males won't. So if we hatch some lovely females, we'll keep 1 or 2 of the females of the rare breeds and the Narragansett pair, and then we'll have our Tom, and we'll be able to hatch eggs next year. So I know it's kind of complicated, but I mean, if you're going to do it, you got to do your research. I had a friend who got a breeding pair of Bourbon Reds. She thought they were a breeding pair. They were fairly young, and the hen laid eggs, and she was really excited, and the hen was sitting on the eggs and everything, but I don't think she realized that her Tom was not young enough or old enough to be fertile. So yeah, it's cost effective if this is what you want, okay? We're looking long term. Anything you plan for, don't plan for instant gratification. It just does not work that way. Not if you're going to be breeding. It's like my goats. Okay, the first year, you know, we only had 1 goat have babies, and we kept her babies for breeding later on, and this will be their 2nd year breeding. You're always thinking in advance when it comes to breeding. Now we only have the ½ acre. Okay, so I can only have 4, maybe 4 turkeys for breeding, 1 Tom and 3 hens, because that's all that little chicken coop will hold. So we're just going to have to wait and see how that turns out. But you know me, guys, you'll be along for the ride the entire way. Maru or Moreau Adventurer 16 said, good luck with the turkeys. Dad used to raise them. If you can get them past 6 weeks, a mature bird will be yours. I have been really, really fortunate when I get chicks. The 1 year we hatched turkey chicks, we bought 6 eggs, and they, again, were $6 a piece. And 2 of the eggs had hairline cracks, and we didn't know because you couldn't see them until the incubator started to stink, and we realized that those eggs were bad. So we took those out. We ended up hatching 3 out of the 5 that were left. No, 3 out of the 4 that were left hatched, and they were just normal bronze turkeys. They weren't anything exotic. And so that worked out really well. That's what gave me the courage to pay the money for these eggs. So, and we've been really lucky. You know, you have to, I'm a hovering mom, man. I'm hovering over that incubator. It's right behind me. You can see it over there. It's right behind me, and I hover over it probably 6-7 times a day, checking on the temperature, checking on the humidity, making sure everything's okay, because it is an investment. And once they're hatched, I leave them in the brooder until they're fluffy, or in the incubator until they're fluffy. 3 days before we take the egg turner out and all that stuff. And when I put them in the brooder, again, just like bringing home day-old turkey poults, you have to have electrolytes, like a boost in their water. You have to buy, or you don't have to, but I buy, so one time I buy medicated feed is for the day-olds. Because I have chickens, I have a small acreage, and blackhead would be prevalent, which means they can get infectious sinusitis and all that stuff. So I give them a medicated feed just to start their life. After that, they get grain. But I'm lucky. I've only ever, touch wood, I've only ever lost 1 turkey poult in its first week or so, and that was because it got trapped under a laying box that got knocked over last year. I think it was last year. Anyway, so I mean, you know, they take some babying. They take some babying, but it's just a wonderful adventure. It really is. And Aloha Prepper asks, how much for the chicks? Are you saving a great deal? I've already answered that. That would be an expensive omelet, Mrs. V. This is from Willow Tassie Prepper. I hope the little darlings hatch. Me too. Me too. It would be an expensive omelet, but what do you do, right? So you could also put turkey eggs under a broody hen, but being January, I don't have anything broody right now. So we'll keep you posted. We'll keep you posted. I'm a very anxious foster mom. All right. Anyway, I hope I answered your questions. And oh, folks, there will be no broadcasting tonight of the discussion on Little House in the Big Woods because I have lost the names of the people that I was going to invite into the discussion, and I have some other things that have come up that I'm not going to be here to host it tonight. So hopefully next week, have your questions ready and email me any questions you have or any comments you want to talk about or anything you want me to talk about on the books that we've read up until next week. Email me the questions. In the subject line, put question or discussion topic for Little House in the Big Woods, and I will set them aside for next Sunday night. All right, this is Mrs. Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead saying, thanks for being with me on this new journey. Take care. Bye-bye.